So Talibobo, they're coming from the winner's bracket. Nouns Esports is going to have to beat him here in this best of 3 and then beat him again, Doob Snacks. We are at our draft.
We are at the draft. Bands are going to be rolling in here in just a moment, and there's so many good choices. You and I have talked about Hoopa, but that hasn't really been banned out in any of the games that we've talked about, and they're both saying Urshifu. No way. The double stamps of that was easy, signed, sealed, get them out of here. No Urshifu, Rapid Strike, or Single Strike.
Hoopa actually getting priority over Mew. I mean, these two Pokemon are obviously unbelievable. It really does feel like whatever you pick, you're giving your opponent something massive. Grabbing the Mew, grabbing the Snorlax, which we've seen Bruv on pretty much all day, and he's been amazing with it.
Yeah, that's allowing the comfort pick of Slowbro to go straight into the hands of the Talibobo believers. They are excited about that. And a Delphox going to be given some quite literal firepower to the squad.
All right, let's take a look at what else gets picked up here from Nouns. We've got the Blissey, an amazing support Pokemon as well. Hovering over the Chomp. Does Red Mob bring it out here in game number 1? It looks like it right now, Toon Slim. Oh, the Comfy. I wish you could be part of this tournament, buddy. I've got my flowery jacket on for you, but Comfy just got brought out, so we can't play it here in this game.
Toon Slim hovering as if they heard you out there, but they're going to lock in Sylveon for the team, and Klaus going to be looking for the Lucario, and Klaus will be on that Lucario as the top path player for the Talibobo believers.
Interestingly enough, when I see Toon Slim using the triple glasses build there on Sylveon, that leads me to believe that we're seeing a Hyper Voice style of play more often when you see Mystical Fire. You know, they have the Muscle Band, they have the Rapid Fire Scarf. We're going to have to see what they bring out to this game. While Adesu picking up the Gardevoir, a Pokemon that I've seen a lot more play on the North America region than EU, but Gardevoir is, you know, nothing to be messed with here.
It's a great Pokemon to build your team around. I know it was selected last, but it's because it never really gets banned out and it never really gets picked in the top part of the draft. So being able to texture your team around knowing that you're going to try and anchor it with the Gardevoir gives you a very good look, and that damage output from Adesu is going to be not only massive, but critical to this team's success.
Without question. You got Delphox on one side, you've got Gardevoir on the other. It's a regular Romeo and Juliet. If Romeo and Juliet were all about throwing magical damage at each other. Toon Slim, I noticed, switched off. They are going to be playing that Mystical Fire build. They've got the Scarf, they've got the Muscle Band right now, and that's definitely a player to watch. This Sylveon is so incredibly strong for an attacker dupe stack. It's very, very tanky, so it's always up in the enemy's faces, throwing tons of sustained damage out.
Yeah, the players to watch on Talibobo believers, of course, Toon Slim we mentioned, but Megu and Yutao in tandem are the ones that are really going to be setting these things off for that team. Nouns Esports, we know the players to watch. Come on, Gatlu working through the middle with Mew. Mew, a Pokemon that can literally find itself in the central area or either path as well.
Yeah, Mew is just so incredibly versatile that wherever you put it, it's going to be amazing. Yutao right now, kind of this rising star in the Pokemon Unite community, the rookie of the year, not able to play last year, and then coming in to these, February finals and just looking like an absolute superstar on the side of Talibobo. Wherever you look, you see one of the best players in the game. This is an amazing matchup.
Amazing matchup, and you mentioned it against two Colossus teams from the EU region. A little bit of scrapping it out here early. They're fighting over these wild contestable Pokemon. Gatlu switching to the Electro Ball, trying to seal up the Bunnelby, falling just a hair short in the face of the Delphox and Lucario there.
We've got about 5 seconds now until we've got the birds spawning up in the top and bottom path, as they're often called. We're going to see who can secure all this. Big hyperspace hole coming out there. I'm not sure who got it, but everyone just says, all right, calm down. Let's regroup. Let's go back to what we were doing, because that fight was pretty intense.
Gatlu favoring the Electro Ball when contesting those birds, which is an important note. Oftentimes with these Solar Beam to try and hit as many of those targets as possible and clean as many of the... That's a sick KO. Geese in tandem with Gatlu getting it done there. And that was just a little bit of an overpressurization from the Hoopa, just hanging around just too long.
Well, it's really impressive. You know, this Hoopa, what we're seeing from this Pokemon a lot is as soon as it hits that level 4 power spike, it runs into the enemy central area and tries to take all of their resources, all of those wild Pokemon, all those buffs. Not able to do it here. Caught by Nouns. A real heads-up play from Gatlu right there. Able to chase it down. Really, really impressive, as everyone seems to be getting ready for this fight here at 8 minutes. We got 4 members of each team in the center.
Yeah, Nouns Esports getting chunked. Delphox with a huge engage, making Red Moss scamper away. And Gatlu's coming back for a little more smoke, but Utah was about that action. They're getting all over that. Surf tries to escape, but not today. We're going to heat that water up and take that KO too easy.
Big KO right there. Surf's up, not quite today. You weren't able to steal that Delphox and take it over to your side there, Gatlu. This match so incredibly even so far. Almost no one scored. Level-wise, it's very close here. We're only 20 seconds away from this basement Reggie.
Yeah, the birds are first, and it looks like Talibobo believers are all over that Bruv trying to seal up the big one, but it's actually Toon that gets credit for it. That's a KO on Bruv by Toon. That's huge. That's great experience. Megu going to use the amnesia, but I don't think they're going to forget that beatdown as that Curly keeps putting the pressure on, and they're trying to peel back, but it's Klaus getting Red Maw down in the top path out of the two best top path players we've seen, and now the basement Reggie is surrounded by the believers.
Ooh, Solar Beam a little too early right here. The Mew coming in with the Unite move, not able to take it away from Talibobo, who just had perfect positioning, ready to take that down. They're chasing this KO out, and they do pick up Gatlu right there. Toon, like I said, just relentless on this Sylveon.
KO streak of 2 on that Sylveon, and they are looking much more fierce than perhaps their fairy demeanor delivers right there with the wonderful pink, the nice ribbons, the beautiful hollow wear, and the KOs to boot.
Notice that play right there, Dupesnacks. They decide not to break that bottom tier 1 goal. If they do, they give a lot of free farm, a lot of free Indeedis over to the side of Nouns Esports. They decide to keep it up. They're going to keep getting the central area farm there between those 2 goals. That way they can keep a level advantage and try to starve Nouns Esports, keep their levels much lower than them. And if you look across the board, we got a 2-level advantage on multiple Pokemon for Talibobo.
Yeah, great read on that situation. Don't give Nouns Esports any opportunities to get back into this one. Keep pressuring that advantage. Challenge the contestable wild Pokemon that you can and make Nouns Esports come to you. And that's as we're going. Toon Slim's on the backside, and Bruv always trying to engage on Toon, trying to keep them out of the mix, but it's not really working. Big block, and it's the Mew. Gatlu sealing it up for the squad. They're going to peel back a little bit. Is this the engage they want? They're trying to find it. They're trying to find it. Red Maw used that big Unite move as soon as they take over, but it's Utah with a KO streak of 2. Everything is heating up on this island. We got a Duraflame duo, KO streak of 3, make it a trio. They're pushing down on Geese, make it 4. Wendy's 4 for 4, not sponsored. Here we go. Goal Zone is getting reined in. Is it going to stand? And that 50 banger is going to put it over the top and close that thing out, I believe.
Massive 4 KO there from the Delphox, looking incredible. They're still putting points on the board as they rein in this 50, 187 to 19. They didn't get the Regieleki, but they cleaned up the entire enemy team, and this level advantage is going to get very difficult for Nouns Esports to deal with right now as they are running towards this bottom fight here. They've got the Hoopa, so Toon can come down after scoring those 40 points. Beautiful play from Talibobo as they are just all over this Nouns Esports squad.
227 to 19. Nouns Esports needs this basement Reggie. The Regirock going to give that defensive boost if they can seal it up, but the KOs are flying. 1 player down for Nouns Esports, and it's really Talibobo believers all over around it. There's a hyperspace hole. Does anybody catch a reset? No. That's for spacing. As now Klaus takes it down with the Lucario. Another Garchomp gets bitten by Utah. The Delphox, KO streak of 2. Can you stop this person right now? They are wanting that smoke as Klaus is pushing forward. Now the goal zone is gone. Yes, though, indeed he's hit the map, but that experience lead is growing ever larger.
Yeah, this is huge for Talibobo believers. They're letting the world know right now who controls EU. This match is not close. 265 to 19. They are taking it to the former EU champions. The world champion runners up right now, really getting beat down by Talibobo. They're going to need to make some big plays to get back inside this game, possibly pick up a couple big KOs. It's a level 14 Delphox. If you get one of those, you're right back in this thing.
Delphox Unite coming out a little bit early, just buying space, maybe forcing the team into the direction they want, and there's Mega to try and cut them off. They're going to get chunked up huge, and that's a hyperspace hole just in time. The Slowbro actually dummies into it, peels back as a little bait and switch as Zervis comes back, and all of the Talibobo believers are still standing, but they're doing massive damage to the squad. Bruv trying to isolate somebody, but that block is only finding Slowbro. That's the perfect target if you're Talibobo, as they're coming back through. That's a Gardevoir Unite coming through, and they're putting the pressure on. Gatlu's getting low, and they're trying to find a Desu. A Desu's low as well. Sylveon, Fairy on Fairy, making it happen. They're pushing forward. Is the Globe going to catch the reset? Zervis does too. Toon Slim still standing up. Bliss Assistance on the Garchomp. They're going to push in deep on the Delphox, but the Delphox is moving. They're trying to get out of there. Toon Slim might hit this reset. Can they bait and switch? Heavy Slam tries to keep them out, and they hang in there, and they get another KO. Talibobo Believers beating the absolute brakes off Nouns Esports.
Talibobo breaking ankles with that Delphox. I can't believe it got out of there. We had the eject button on the Garchomp Unite. It looked absolutely perfect, but somehow able to skate with almost no HP. Now getting the reset here, and they have not been able to shut down this player. Like I said, this absolute superstar, Yu-Tao on Talibobo Believers, going to be a level 15 Delphox, it looks like, for this final fight. And that is so unbelievably difficult for Nouns to deal with here.
Yeah, not only are they going to be 15, we've got Klaus and Toon that are both going to tick over to 13 and 14 respectively. Heck of a steal by Bruv. They're trying to make magic happen. Never count Nouns out too short. You got to get this KO to make them pay for that. Is the Surf going to seal it up? Is the Delphox going to close it down? They do. But Bruv going to be right back in time for Rayquaza.
Yeah, the question is, how soon does Talibobo start this? They're up by so many points. They don't need Rayquaza at all. All they want to do is KO members of Nouns Esports. As it looks like Slowbro actually goes down, which means Nouns is going to have the player advantage going into this fight. We're chipping at Rayquaza, but the fight is not fully breaking out yet. And here it comes, the Hoopa Unite.
And the Mew Unite as well, going to try and find its way in. Slowbro's going to populate back up, but it's Garchomp trying to make it happen. One player down, that's the Gardevoir. That's a huge ton of damage. The Delphox Unite is all over, and they're trying to smother each other in the center here. And that's 4 players down in a heartbeat. It's like they're blinked out of existence. The Delphox making it happen. Geese standing in the pockets, but they're catching the fists of everybody. And guess what? I'm hungry. It's the afternoon hundo burgers on the menu.
Look at this, Talibobo Believers, maybe the new kings of EU, 665 to 19, dominating Nouns Esports. This is not what Nouns wanted heading into this series right here. They're going to need to change a lot because they were beat top to bottom by Talibobo Believers, and I just know everyone out there is a Talibobo believer right now because you're watching possibly the best team in the world.
If we know one thing, there's no quitting Nouns Esports, and if they're not going to win, they want to pad the stats. They're throwing Unite moves. They're trying to get KOs. They're pushing forward Bliss Assistance, I believe, on the Garchomp as they're trying to find it out, and Megu just scrambling around for their life. A level 14 Slowbro looking to surf up hang 10. They make it happen. They chip it up, and look at the block coming through. We are in garbage time, but these stats are getting racked up. Nouns Esports get some points in.
They're trying. Still 833 to 19. It looks like this isn't about points. This is a fight right now. We're just having fun. We're throwing some moves. We want to see what we can do. Here comes Toon Slim, just trying to clean up a few more KOs before this whole thing is over. My goodness. Nouns Esports going to have to go back to the drawing board right here because Talibobo Believers are looking like the champions here in game 1.
Spraggles right there. You saw Adesu just hanging out. They weren't moving their character anymore. Normally, we'll see both teams do a little dance off in the last final throws. Toon Slim goes, no. Thea, this is Thea. Spartan kick right in the chest. They're taking the KO. No mercy out here. And the Thea Sky ruins for Talibobo Believers. They want to cement themselves on top.
Yeah, and with a match like that, man, Nouns is really going to have to change up.
Gatlu on to Greedent and go to some of the trusty old like pocket picks, favorite picks that you know probably won't get banned out from under you, and see if you can do any work there. I mean, you're back against the wall. You got to win this one. Might as well do it your way.
I totally agree. Grab a couple of the power players and then grab some of those favorites. Grab yourself a Mime. Let's see some Dragonite for Adesu. I really want to see him throw everything at this here in game number 2. And I'm sure Talibobo Believers is ready to just close this thing out and go home as your champion.
So we have a very unique dichotomy here. Mew and Urshifu banned out. So now with the first pick, this is going to set the pace for both of these teams. And Hoopa being signed up for Nouns Esports, a huge, huge pick for them.
We've got actually Venusaur being hovered right here. It was interesting because it was hovered for a moment there by Nouns Esports, but no, they are locking in that Delphox, and how could you not? It was so unbelievable last game. Here comes that Mime possibly, though. Looks like they might be bringing back an old favorite.
I love to see it. Bruv on Mime is a thing of beauty. If I had to hire a contractor to build me a house, there's nobody throwing up better walls than old Bruv HD. So sign me up for that pick. I love to see it. Geese picking up Blastoise. That's going to be on Adesu. They're going to be running roughshod in the middle.
I would really recommend you hire a licensed contractor, but it's also possible that Bruv, Pokemon Unite player, is the best for that job, as we're locking in that Sylveon, locking in that Garchomp right here. The question is, what are we going to bring out for these last 2 picks? What's Gatlu going to be on in this match?
Well, that's the big question. They do have the ability to get to the Greedent, and that's what we are talking about. We see Decidueye locked in. We see Greedent locked in. Listen, we're having fun out here, Spraggles. Nouns Esports never lets us down with how they switch up their comps, and now it's up to Talibobo believers to put a stamp on this one and ship it into game 2, and they go El Degas with the rapid fire scarf. Pressing gamers unite today.
This team comp looks beautiful once again from the side of Talibobo believers. They did very well with something similar in our first game. Adesu, they can do anything on the Decidueye right now. You know what? If someone's building me a house, it's Adesu. Who cares? Licensed contractor. I want someone who could do it all.
Fair enough. Hey, look, we both don't know how building houses work.
I think
everyone at home just learned.
Yes, without question. Don't ask us for tips on building homes, because we are going to pick our favorite Pokemon Unite players. That's what we're going to do.
And we'll leave it at that. What I like to point out right here, Gatlu, gold badge. Bruv, Mime, gold badge. You love to see it. You know they have experience on these Pokemon. These are 2 Pokemon that those players are synonymous with, and I love seeing them in this type of scenario, this kind of do or die bracket life moment for Nouns Esports. I'm all about it.
Here we go. Talibobo believers ready to become your February finals champions. Nouns Esports is going to need to beat them twice and then beat them twice more in a bracket reset. If anyone can do it, it's them. That's the story of Nouns Esports, but Talibobo looked so incredibly dominant in game 1.
Yeah, I love this Decidueye pick. There's not a lot of players on Talibobo believers that can get to that backline very easily. It's going to be up to Toon and Delphox Utah to get that damage out there. So that's what I'm going to be keeping an eye on here in this particular matchup, as Bruv is scampering away as the Mr. Mime.
Just trying to get out of there. And Toonslim now actually on that hyper voice, switching it up a little bit, showing a different side of Sylveon right here in game number 2.
Probably knowing that they're going to have to play very far forward here based on how the composition rolled out. And it's a great support to Garchomp when the Garchomp goes with the big time engage and the big dragon is going woo in your face. You know, you want to be able to hyper voice over its shoulder, get tons of damage down without worrying about getting KO'd yourself.
What sound does it make again, Doob Snacks? It sounds about right. It sounds about right. Nice little fight here in this bottom path. A lot of that secured there by Bruv. Moving forward, huge confusion into that wall. Toonslim in a lot of trouble, being knocked up by the Covet, and they get the secure on the Greedent. Here are these pocket picks at work, throwing Megu into the wall and scoring another one right in the face of that Snorlax.
Great look out of Gatlu, out of Bruv. They're doing tons of phenomenal work here. Dartrix's going to pull up behind the Mr. Mime, see what they can do. And now they're all over Gatlu, doing tons of damage to them. Half HP as they're cruising up, trying to eat their berries and take the top buff from Talibobo believers. Utah not too concerned about it right now, though.
Yeah, Utah just doing their thing, getting all the experience that they can. They are the highest level in the match. Just got matched up there by the War Turtle, it looks like, from Nouns Esports. We've got a lot of Pokemon who need a lot of experience right now so they can become as powerful as they need to be. Klaus trying to rip this away from Redmaw right there, and I'm not sure, maybe Geese actually got that secure, as Klaus is in trouble, trying to get out of here, using the Dragon Rush, trying to make it home. No, they do not.
A great look by Nouns Esports. You said they needed some time to get some experience, and they're finding it in short order. Big blast onto Megu, stuns them with the confusion barrier combo. Toonslim trying to hold down their partner. Snorlax gets the berry, eats it up. You know that's a hungry boy. As the Toonslim hyper voice and Mr. Mime down, so Megu can escape if they want. Nope, they're posturing for the birds.
Getting ready for the birds right here at 7:20. Another big barrier confusion by Mime, but actually getting pushed back there by Toon. Here comes a huge Spirit Shackle. The arrow from another continent taking him down right there. Actually, that was a little more point blank range, I gotta say.
Absolutely stitched to Toonslim's forehead was that arrow. There was no doubt where that was going. An absolutely massive KO, as now Nouns Esports has the positional advantage going into the basement Registeel. Megu has to actually heavy slam out and buy high time for Utah to engage. Bruv catches the blink. They're coming back. Registeel's all over Nouns Esports side of the map. They get it, of course, no question. But is Talibobo's going to believe is going to be able to push? They get 2 KOs down. Nobody catches the reset. It's Utah's show as they're throwing fire everywhere. Smokey the Bear wouldn't be happy about that because they're burning it all down. They're all over this goal zone, and now it bites the dust.
Talibobo believers now evening this thing up right here. Great secure from Nouns Esports as they get that Registeel, but Talibobo coming in and winning a big fight afterwards, which is what they've been doing all day.
Yeah, now just a cheeky score here from the Greedon as it gets the goal zone closed out, and that's more of a tactical thing. Less worried about the experience, more worried about taking this objective and sending it to the tier 1 goal zone, as all of the Talibobo believers are going to have to catch the Regieleki.
Here we go. Utah and Toon Slim just getting all that experience that they need. Nouns sending it up towards that tier 2. And it looks like actually Nouns is poised to fight over here. They want to push this in. There is no pad right now, meaning no one's going to jump on their heads. Here come the Unite moves. We got Greedon. We got Garchomp. It's all being thrown down right now. It looks like Sylveon's going down right here as Utah possibly getting pushed back towards their goal. Can they stop this from going in? Here comes the showtime for Mr. Mime, the Dragon Rush combo. Yeah, they're continuing to push. Can Reggie go down? Utah trying to stop this thing from moving right here as it's so incredibly close. It's almost going in. Nouns is continuing this push right here. No way. It actually blocks with no HP.
Absolutely no HP on that Regieleki, and all it was doing was catching the backside of all the other moves that were getting thrown into each other's faces here. And Nouns Esports, that Regieleki hits, and they closed that goal zone out in convincing fashion. And what an amazing team fight that ended up being. Tons of Unite moves expended there, and we have the basement Reggie going to populate here in 15 seconds. Talibobo believers have to believe that they need that one to keep pace in this game.
Without question, Doob Snacks. This looks like a different Nouns Esports. They are on their comfort picks and they are vibing as a squad like they did not at all in game number 1. This fight's getting ready. We have them zoned out a little bit here from Talibobo, just continuing to pick them up. Here comes Greedon jumping in for this one.
Yeah, and they're way into the back line. They're going to try and make it happen as Toon Slim is peeling back towards the Regice. They want that. Garchomp going with the top level engage here. Going to find the Blastoise. And Blastoise has another Hydro Typhoon gripping and ripping. That's a cannon. No camera getting it done out here. They're going to KO on the Snorlax. Regice is now surrounded by Nouns Esports. Adesu lining up that big Spirit Shackle. They get it locked down, locked up. And now it's Talibobo believers that have to believe in themselves a little bit here if they're going to pick themselves up in the next 4 minutes. Oh, Delphox Unite come out. They're going in for the engage, Spraggles.
They're pushing right back. They're saying you're not going to get to score on us that easy. We're actually going to try to take a couple KOs off you right now as Nouns is just going to push back. They're going to say, all right, you won this one. We're not going to give you the advantage of taking all this experience from us. Right now, Talibobo's got to be a little worried. This is not the Nouns Esports that they fought in game number 1. This is the EU champ Nouns Esports.
And they have showed up to play. I love these members of this team being on comfort picks. We saw Geese play Hoopa a ton last year. Glad to see them back on there. It was their first pick. And then you find Greedon and the Bruv on the Mr. Mime. Great look here. Klaus is trying to convert. They're trying to get some KOs despite the Regieleki flying in the face of the believers. And that thing is going all the way downtown Bruno Mars.
This is one of my favorite Regielekis. The Bruno Mars Regieleki, as they call it, as it's walking towards that main base for Talibobo. And it's probably not going in. Let's face it, Talibobo could defend this here, but they don't have a tier 2 goal to fight it on. It's just going to be harder to take down, and it means Nouns has time to do whatever they want on this map.
Yeah, a huge lead has been announced, so both teams know exactly where they stand. The impetus right now is on Talibobo believers. They need to make sure that they take all of the wild Pokemon on their side of the map and try and find themselves maybe a cheeky little sneak KO. But look at Geese popping through, stunning Megu, doing tons of damage, and then dipping right back out, forcing Megu to retreat.
Hoopa is one of those Pokemon that I did not expect to see so much here in the Championship Series. And then we got some really nice Hoopa buffs just recently. And all of a sudden, this thing is back. It's Hoopa's world once again. Talibobo setting themselves up here for this basement Reggie. And it looks like Nouns, they don't want any part of it. They've got 2 sneaky scores set up. Blastoise and Mime. Look at this.
Yeah, the Believers are trying to hold it down. They want this Regice, and they don't really care where the points are coming in because they're going to have to win Rayquaza anyways. But if Nouns Esports take this out from under them on a 3-on-5, you can't believe that they feel good about that. And it's Geese hitting it down with the Hoopa Unbound and getting it done. Eldegoss Unite just to retreat, and Rayquaza's hit the map, and that is going to be 180 points going in immediately. Nouns Esports making it happen. Talibobo Believers on the ropes.
What an incredible play from Nouns. They faked that Hoopa Unite move. They acted like their whole team was coming down there, but it was a total bait. They kept their team at their goal, and now it's 500 to 125. Even if Talibobo takes Rayquaza right now, they would need every single one of their Pokemon to score full pockets to win this thing. Nouns Esports looking like champions today.
Yeah, who woke up the slumbering giant? That was Talibobo Believers, and it's Nouns Esports looking to reclaim their crown as they're saying, we are down, we are not out. You still have to deal with us, and you still need to win some more games. Talibobo Believers, though, not willing to quit. They got a minute left and do have an opportunity to take this one if they can have a coalesced push and maybe take this Rayquaza in short order.
They're going to have to try to take it right now. Only a minute left. Redma is in trouble while Nouns is just continuing to score. Greedon throwing more points in there. I think they know that this is going to the side of Talibobo Believers, and they really don't care. Mr. Mime trying to get it secure, but no, Talibobo able to take this one. 45 seconds left, and they're now going to push onto these goals right here.
An absolutely amazing wall by Bruv, forcing the Dragon Rush out of Klaus just to get over it. There we go. Utah has a Unite, and they need to buy time. They want some points, and 50 goes in right before the 38, the 38 hits before Decidueye Unite comes through. Doesn't deal a whole ton of damage to melt down those shields, but Nouns Esports is trying to hold it down in the face of Talibobo Believers. They don't want to happen to what happened to Zephyr Red to happen to them right now. They want to hold it down, Spraggles. And look at that lead. 210.
So close. It's so close. Doob Snacks right here. 631, 421, 15 seconds left. They're pushing towards the center goal, but they're losing their shields right now. Klaus doesn't have a shield. They've got one on Snorlax, but it has no points. They're trying to put some points on the board. That's 6. It's just not enough. They need to get a huge score in this moment, but Nouns is here to defend. Trying to defend their crown right now as Nouns looks amazing here in game 2. Signs of life. Let's go, Nouns Esports.
That's a heck of a bounce back, my friend. They were like, oh man, that didn't look good at all.
Once they get that momentum, I don't know if they could beat Nouns after that. They need to shut down Nouns right now.
The very unique thing that we mentioned about Nouns before is you can ban whatever you want against them, and they still have the Super Greedon. They still have the Super Mime. You know what I mean? So you can't even really like target ban Nouns out because they're also phenomenal on the what are considered the best Pokemon in the game as well. So that puts their opposition in very unique scenarios. However, that's the same problem that Talibobo Believers presents as well. So here we go. Urshifu, Hoopa gonna be banned out in this one.
This looks like a Mew first pick to me, but I'm not sure. I've been wrong all day when I'm calling who's picking what. There it is, Toon Slim on the Mew. I mean, this Pokemon we talked about earlier is our Pokemon to watch here in EU. Toon Slim, one of the best in the game to do it, but Utah also very, very dominant on this Pokemon. We're going to see which one of them picks it up here in game number 3. Oh, they're stealing the Delphox.
That is a targeted counter pick to Utah. There's no question about it. Megu, I would be shocked if I don't see the Slowbro. For them, they looked phenomenal on it in game 1. It's really been kind of their comfort defender selection, and it looked great in game 1 when they were using that Surf to space out the opposing squad. So Blissey and Slowbro, great picks to support Toon Slim on that Mew.
Let's see here. Looks like we're bringing out the Clefable on the side of Nouns Esports. Let's go. Again, this Pokemon has got this area healing with Moonlight, and it is so incredibly difficult to deal with, just keeping everybody alive. But you know, looks like Talibobo says, yeah, we're not too worried about area healing. We're bringing in a Tyranitar. We're going to bury you in the sand.
That is a very unique pick going through. Oh, last minute flip to the Cinderace, keeping everybody on their toes. But now Adesu gets the anchor pick here. Redmaw actually played Blastoise last time, so Adesu's picking up the Greedon for Gatlu. Adesu's going to be on Delphox, and Redmaw's going to find themselves on the Blastoise again. Question mark? Yes.
Here we go. Utah bringing out the Cinderace. You know, this is a Pokemon that we don't see a ton, but when you've got these tanky Pokemon on the side of Nouns, kicking those flame and soccer balls actually just rips them apart. Feels like Cinderace does really well into these big HP tanks.
Yeah, and another note is because Geese picked up Clefable and can gravity the short-range attacks of some of the best melee attackers, hit them from a distance, right? Step back, let Toon's Electro Ball, Solar Beam do work while you're kicking in, peppering in some good fiery soccer balls, and then just let the Surf Slow Bro, you know, and the Blissey squat up front and just take everything on the chin for the rest of the squad.
You know, Doob Snacks, I feel like I just got to mention right now that this could be our last match. This is the grand finals. Talibobo wants to shut this thing down and become your February finals champions. Nouns Esports has a lot to prove. They want to remind you why they are #1 in EU, reset this bracket, and take home the crown once again.
Yeah, I almost didn't want to vocalize that into existence because I would love a reset, right? More Pokemon Unite from two amazing squads is something I'm always here for, and I would love to see.
Yeah, it would be incredible. For a moment, I thought you were about to say more Pokemon Unite from two amazing casters, but I recognize that would be, I mean, a pretty big statement here. I think you're pretty great. I didn't know if you wanted to say we both were.
Well, we definitely both are great, but if these teams keep playing, we keep casting, so it's kind of like a hand-in-hand type of scenario there.
That's right. As Gottloob's getting chased out here, picking up a quick stack, but actually getting punished for it by Toon Slim. Again, one of the best players to pick up the Mew. Just unbelievable right here. Might be looking to grab a KO on this Snorlax.
Just want to point out, you actually saw Toon Slim with that boosted auto pull towards the KO that they wanted to get rather than back. Normally, the larger the distance, the bigger the damage. However, when you have more space between, somebody else on the team can intercept that and take the damage for you. And there was no shot Toon wanted that boosted auto to hit the Snorlax instead of the Squovit.
Here we go. Pushing up in this top path. Klaus coming in with a big power-up punch, knocking Red Maw away. I'd love to score these points right here, but it's really tough with two Pokemon guarding that goal. Probably just gonna have to settle for picking up some more of these wild Pokemon secures.
Yeah, and that's a fine spot to be in, particularly this early in the game as we're pushing towards that 8-minute mark. Zervis and Klaus moving in tandem very, very well in the face of a Clefable and a War Turtle here. And Geese, with that Moonlight ability, is going to be able to heal Red Maw a ton. There's Electro Ball for a KO. Too easy. I need that button, Spraggles, on my desk. That was easy.
Too easy. You need a too easy button right here as we're getting ready for a fight in the central area. It looks like Zervis just kind of watching this here, making sure maybe Red Maw cannot stack in this top path here. They're just continuing to slap it out. Throw down a little water spout, a little slap here while the team secure that 8-minute farm in the center there, those wild Pokemon.
Yeah, it looks like Klaus got at least some of that as they're sitting at 30 AOS energy. A quick 9-point score for Zervis in the face of Red Maw as they're still trying to do what they can up top to hit their evolution in short order. Nouns Esports really wants to have a presence in this bottom path as they are already chipping into each other before these birds even hit the map. We got a nap getting taken by the Snorlax, but the believers are leashing the birds to their side. Here comes Delphox and Desu sealing up quite a crop of those for the squad, and Talibobo believers up on the scoreboard, but we've got Basement Reggie right around the corner.
Basement Reggie is here in 5 seconds, but take a look at this Cinderace. Level 8 already, almost level 9, just trying to get its Unite move for this Regirock. It's an amazing secure and can also secure a big one in this fight. Just ticked over to level 9. Here we go.
They're dealing a ton of damage onto Gatlu. That's who they're eyeing down. Oh, follow me, Geese coming through, gonna hit and try and get the attention onto them for the squad. And Gatlu does go down. That was great focus fire from the Talibobo believers. Bruv HD, no heroics on this one. It's Toon Slim on the Mew, sealing it up. And it's a Cinderace biting into the Snorlax's hide and getting them KO'd. Follow Me comes through, stopping a couple scores. We're putting the Scald on him. No Surf this time as the pressure's coming on. Rapid Spin Water Spout going to try and chip these scores up from going in. But Mew is relentless, using their Unite move to shield and hide the squad as they peel back. Adesu's a little late to the party, and they're not going to be able to convert. Talibobo believers intelligently backing off of that.
Yeah, Talibobo believers up on levels across the board a little bit right here. They left their Blissey up in the top path as well, getting to score. A really amazing fight from them, and they didn't give anything up. You'll see how good these top pros are when they push towards a goal, recognize that they can't really do anything there, and don't give up a KO and give a lot of experience over to the other side.
Yeah, Klaus, because they have two secure machines on their squad with the Mew and the Cinderace, actually going close combat and going to be able to engage here, trying to find Red Maw. Are they going to unleash Delphox Unite? Greedent jumps right in the middle of it. They're trying to pivot. They're trying to find a KO. Blastoise goes down to Lucario. Excuse me, reverse that. Blastoise takes out the Lucario. Hydro Typhoon comes through, and the Delphox takes the Regieleki, and it's flying in the face of the Talibobo Believers. One player down, that's Klaus, and now Nouns Esports is putting the pressure on as Talibobo Believers just has to retreat and let this goal zone disappear.
Goal zone gone. Pretty even break right there. So even that it was exactly on the money, but they're up on points right now, and they have a little bit of a positional advantage against Talibobo as Greedent is continuing to score here, just getting a fully stacked up. It has 2 stacking items, Doomstack, so it's so incredibly important that it gets those goals. Otherwise, it might as well have nothing in those slots.
Yeah, absolutely. Great call out on that. And Nouns Esports has to have that understanding because they are not letting these goal zones disappear at all. Klaus is on the chase on this Greedent, but it is slippery and it is smoothing. It's trying to get out to the center. It's going to pick up that speed berry, going to keep on cruising right along and catch a free reset.
Here we go. Reggie Steele in this bottom path just being ripped away by Talibobo right here. Nouns possibly not in a position to take this. Here comes the Mystical Fire. No, it's Snorlax. I'm sorry, did it roll over on it? Is that what I'm seeing here? Come on, bruv.
That roll over on the Snorlax in the middle of its Unite move sealed that up, and now Nouns Esports got away with one, and they're going to put the pressure on. They're trying to find as Desu's looking for the engage. Greedent goes down through the Cinderace, but Talibobo Believers are still looking pretty worse for wear. That's a huge shipping by Desu, hitting multiple players. Geese peeling back. They're going to try and pick up the squad, and Talibobo Believers are just trying to hold on. They want this goal zone to stay intact as Bruv is coming through, doing great work shielding Desu, allowing them to engage and peel back and then taking the damage for him.
Yeah, beautiful fight there. Honestly, from both squads, really putting on an impressive display. Talibobo there standing strong against this assault from Nouns Esports. We do have that level 11 on the Delphox right now on the side of Nouns, which is huge. It's now got the resets. It's now able to kind of just slide around the battlefield at, you know, infinite, it feels like. And that's going to be difficult for Talibobo to deal with here.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at that Blastoise as it needs to climb up a little bit. Does have level 10, does have a Unite move. That's where we want to see. They're going to be able to cut off that big time score as Redmaw into Desu, and they're trying to hunt down Klaus. Klaus is getting low on HP as they're just trying to get away, but Nouns Esports is relentless. They're chasing that bone like a starving dog, and they're not going to let Lucario get away as they bite the dust. Now the Regieleki gets turned on, and somewhere else on the map, Mew's taking out the Clefable, but that's a fine exchange if you're Nouns Esports because you're going to get this Regieleki for free.
Beautiful Regieleki here for Nouns, picking up that bone like a starving dog. Very little nutritional value in a bone, but you'll take anything you can get when you're a starving dog. Nouns actually looking very, very good right now. 94 to 165. They're pushing with this Reggie a little bit, just making sure that Talibobo has something to deal with while we have Blastoise moving around the battlefield. Need to make sure that they get their levels right here. Redmaw heading down to this bottom path, and Nouns is making an assault on this bottom goal.
Yeah, Slowbro, no shot of keeping those scores from going in. As a Desu, we saw them hold on to that Regieleki path as long as they could, forcing Talibobo Believers to babysit them there, and Nouns Esports completely pivots across the map. Great rotational effort here. Nice wall blocks it up. Moonlight gonna pick up the squad. Look at that healing come through. Follow me, drawing the attention. A big block as Toon Slim's taken out by the Clefable. Are you kidding me? Megu, big Scald hits 4. They're gonna try and pivot onto that, but they don't have Toon, so what can they actually do? They say not much, champ, and we're peeling back as Nouns Esports is trying to get the advantage in the middle.
Something you'll notice here, Mew also used its Unite move right there. Not going to have it for this fight. We have Unite moves on 3 members of Nouns, 4 members of Talibobo. Bruv knocking him up, throwing the big block right here. Looks like this fight's just resetting, but actually no, Cinderace is kicking up, and it's happening in this bottom path.
Delphox Unite, Hydro Typhoon comes out, tons of damage. We see the Klaus Unite come through and actually hit 3 tons of players, and nobody's down just yet. Excuse me, as soon as I say that, Talibobo Believers, you better believe that they're falling to the wayside here. 4 players down, and it's just on Klaus. They're still standing. They're going to have to make a hero play here just to have a chance as Nouns Esports is smothering this thing. Snorlax gets the KO on Klaus. The Slowbro's back in, but day late, dollar short. Nouns Esports, Hundo Burgers, it's time.
You couldn't do this better if you wrote it, Doob Snacks. Nouns Esports securing Rayquaza. Looks like they might be taking game 2 right here, scoring in the face of Talibobo. 421 to 94. Here comes Greedent with the big score. Now 521-94. Can you believe it? It looks like we're heading to a bracket reset from the EU champs. Nouns Esports doing this big time.
Doing it big time is an understatement. Look at Desu just leashing around. You know, same play we saw them make multiple times in the losers bracket. They're playing around. Talibobo believers are going to try and push the other side of the map, and then Desu, if they see an opportunity, they're just going to go score a hundo banger. You know, just duck at time. I don't know if you heard about it, but I'm going to go do it as the Mew is nowhere on the reservation here. They peel back to keep the score. Nope, can't happen. 621-94, Nouns Esports.
It's almost like Desu knew that they were on broadcast right there, giving us a little dance in the tall grass, saying that's how Nouns Esports does it. We're celebrating right now. There's no way we lose this thing. Resetting the bracket. Talibobo, like I said, could be in trouble right now, Doob Snacks. If you let Nouns get momentum, oh boy. Get ready.
I don't know what necessarily is going on in Toon Slims right now. Of course, they weren't moving the character, but what I hope is happening is they're using the extra time afforded to them at the end of the game. They know they're going to lose. Let's start talking about our game plan. Let's maximize the opportunity of chatter we can have to set up between this game and now the bracket reset, as Nouns Esports is clearly picking up the momentum. Nouns Esports is on what the kids call an absolute heater. They are cruising since they got dropped to the losers bracket and have not dropped a match since. Of course, if they had, they would have been eliminated. Spraggles, that's just how that works.
That's right. Here we are in what the kids call the ban phase here in Pokemon Unite. Mew and Glaceon actually getting bound out by Talibobo believers. The question is, do we grab Urshifu right here, one of the Pokemon that keeps getting banned, a power pick inside the game? It would be tough not to take it. Gatlu hovering it right now, securing that mean Pokemon.
Yeah, so I think the play here, or what I believe Talibobo believers was actually trying to set up, was give them Urshifu because we desperately want Hoopa and Snorlax on the hop, and that's where they're going to go. So they're really setting up their support and defender first, and they say, we'll take any of the other attackers that are left. We can get it done.
Ooh, we're moving around here. Maybe seeing a Dodrio pop into this game. We're going to have to see what they want to bring in here to game number one. Dodrio and Tyranitar. This is a mean-looking squad from Nouns.
Yeah, so what that Dodrio does is immediately makes the Delphox pick very difficult, because Dodrio has the ability to hunt down Delphoxes with no real concern. So that's a great way to counter Delphox without actually picking it, and now they can pick it up themselves, Spraggles.
Yeah, Toon Slim here on the Sylveon once again. Such an incredible Sylveon player. I mean, can play pretty much anything well, but their Sylveon's been absolutely dominant in this tournament. We're bringing the Mime back and the Clefable. You've got two Pokemon right now. You put the Leash, that power swap, onto Tyranitar. You heal it up with the Clefable. I don't know if it could ever go down. We're going to have to see if Talibobo can do something about it, as Yutao is bringing back this Delphox.
Love Yutao and the Delphox. Go with some comfort, get some damage in. They do need to mitigate this Dodrio, but I'm looking at Nouns Esports team, and I've got 3 words for it: in your face. They are going to be chasing down the players on this squad.
I've got 2 words for you: Talibobo believers. At least I think it's 2 words. It might be 8 words. I'm not really sure, but man, they are just such an unbelievable team. And I actually think they might have a little bit of a counter to that Dodrio in Sylveon. If Sylveon could just stay on it, slow it down with a Draining Kiss, we'll have to see what Toon Slim wants to bring to this fight here.
Yeah, ideally, you keep the Dodrio away from Yutao and let Yutao go to work, right? As long as there's nothing directly in their face, we know that Yutao has the maneuverability to get away from mid to long range attacks. So let them leverage that. Buy them the time. And Megu, that's your responsibility up front. And as you mentioned, just mentioned, holy smokes, my brain just fell apart on me, Spraggles.
Yeah, I know why it did, by the way, Noob Snacks.
The Sylveon can sort it out. Thank you.
I know why your brain just fell away right there. I'm getting word from our producers. This is huge news. Dodrio has 3 hats inside of this match. 3 separate hats. We do have the Dodrio Hollowware, where it has 3 different hats. I don't want to get into how many bow ties it has. I don't think we have the time on broadcast, but this is huge. We actually got a Snorlax running in here the central area, taking that from Redmaw.
Yeah, that's a great read, because Kubfu can be bullied so easily so early. We mentioned how important it is for it to get to level 5 unimpeded. That's a good little way to distract, disrupt, and get some more time onto your side for the Talibobo believers.
Here we go, sending everyone into this central area from Nouns, saying we got to look out for the Snorlax. We just need to clean this thing up right now. Really amazing play right there. They're going to be Kubfu for a little too long, and that's exactly what Talibobo wants.
Megu peels up to the top path, looking good up here. Level 4, level 3 for Giz and Adesu, respectively. Adesu going to want to take a trip somewhere in the central and get some experience because they truly want Tyranitar to hit the map.
Here we go. Red Maw has evolved up here in the top path. There's that wicked blow, just deleting everything. The big delete key from Nouns Esports, as that is gone.
Yeah, control, shift, select all, backspace, bang. That's wicked blow. Red Maw going to be looking to be an absolute menace up here. They went through the central area. We actually rarely see them do that, and that was just to get level 5, as of course the Larvitar is in the middle trying, Pupitar in there, now Larvitar, trying to get in there and get their levels up.
Yeah, here we go. Gotlu actually being, having a tough time scoring here because of this hyper voice. Toon Slim really putting the damage hose onto Gotlu. There's the special attack from that Sylveon, just roasting him.
Yeah, you mentioned Sylveon's strength in the face of Dodrio. If you can really knock them up and keep them stunned, and Megu working with Toon Slim in tandem to make that happen, and they're getting some good points in downstairs, as now 29 to 23. It's early, but Talibobo Believers hanging in tough in the face of a good squad.
Utah looking to pick up a big KO. Klaus actually gets it done right here. Here comes Gotlu on the bird, getting stunned right there. Its sprint gauge is gone, but it's still able to pick up the Gabite before it's able to go home. Level-wise, it's not looking too great for Nouns Esports. We got a couple level 7s on the side of Talibobo already.
Yeah, and that was just a fraction of a second too late on the portal. That Gabite almost got away for free. Highway robbery. Nouns Esports going to rotate down, trying to get some of these birds and posture up for the basement Reggie, which is a great one to try and win when you're fighting back for some experience.
Absolutely. 15 seconds until this bottom Reggie. We've got a level 8 Delphox. It would love to be 9 for this fight so it could have its Unite move right here. It looks like Dodrio is well aware of that. It's trying to chase it down. Not able to take the buff away from it, though, in that central area. As we have both teams just getting ready right here. Mime in a lot of trouble getting picked off right away.
Huge engage there. It was a targeted pick, and that worked out just as they drew it up. Megu looking for another one. They pop up, and you can see it's a heavy slam into hyper voice combo that those two are working on. Giz is playing very far deep. We've seen Clefable seal objectives before. Let's see if they can do it again. Megu trying to eye down Giz as Talibobo Believers is kind of smothering the follow me Clefable here. And can they get this Registeel off the map? It looks like it might start leashing Spraggles.
Yeah, it looks like it's heading back there, so it's going to get all of its HP as it walks back to where it spawned. That means Talibobo is going to have to start this whole thing over again, but enough time has passed. They've got that Unite move on the Delphox. They're ready to just rip this off the map. Here comes the Dodrio Unite. Not able to secure. Sorry, Roadrunner. No meep meeps today.
That would have been legendary in a true Wile E. Coyote moment. Anvil falling from the sky for the Talibobo Believers if they just clutch that out. Talibobo, however, seal it up with what looked like a Hoopa auto attack and then go ahead and close out a goal zone for their efforts. So Talibobo Believers avoiding disaster there, Spraggles.
One thing you'll notice here is we never saw the Tyranitar from Nouns Esports. They did not make their way down to this fight, instead deciding to just clean up the wild Pokemon, get as much EXP as they could so they could evolve here. And now that this Pokemon is on the battlefield, things change a lot. This goes from being useless to useful. Yeah.
Well, you'd like to think so if you selected that Pokemon for this map. Regieleki flying in the face of Nouns Esports here, but Utah, a great way to keep that Tyranitar at bay. As long as they get the spacing, they can deal a ton of damage to that thing because it doesn't move too quick. With Garchomp's going in with the Unite move, they're trying to taunt him down. Adesu's just trying to hold on for dear life. They use their Unite move back, but they're KO'd before they get any, and that Regieleki hits, and then we've got big overdunk, 36 points, 231 to 113, Talibobo.
Incredible fight there from Talibobo. We almost saw that Tyranitar pick up a couple big KOs, but not able to make it happen here. Interestingly enough, you've got two big options when it comes to Dodrio. You've got the Tri-Attack, you've got Drill Peck. Both of them extremely strong. I think we're seeing the Tri-Attack here from Gotlu because he wants to be able to target those squishier Pokemon. Just get in there with that big Tri-Attack and boost it onto that Delphox, as you were mentioning earlier, Doob Snacks. If he's able to target down that Pokemon, the fights are going to be hard for Talibobo.
Yeah, absolutely. That cuts both ways because we've seen that Utah is very sufficient at dodging those types of mid-range attacks. Right when you think you've got a KO on them, whoop, they slip out of your clutches, and that's exactly what Utah needs to do if Talibobo wants to have a chance. And we got a basement Reggie coming in 2 seconds there, Spraggles.
That's right. We also have a Hoopa with a Unite move ready to go so they can bring the entire team down whenever they are ready. We have Toon scoring in the top path. It looks like it's being stopped by the Tyranitar here. They're starting this Registeel. At any moment, they could bring the squad in, and here comes the hyperspace hole. They're just going to rip this thing apart.
We got to watch Redmaw. They've got the Wicked Blow dialed up. Do they take it? They do. Wicked Blow goes wicked hot and seals another objective. Holy smokes, no Dunkin' Donuts out here. Spraggles, his Geese is fine with that little bit of thievery as they peel back. Urshifu feels great too. Great play by Redmaw. They saw exactly what that opportunity was, and they took it.
Absolutely. That Wicked Blow is incredible. By the way, incredible British accent on that Wicked Blow. Really impressive stuff, Dude Snacks.
Come on. It was better than that, Spraggles. Come on. It was better than that.
It was good. It wasn't as good as the Secure there by Nouns Esports, though. That was a thing of beauty, and that's why Urshifu is banned out so often. Just such an incredible Pokemon can just walk into the enemy team and throw that Wicked Blow.
The air has been let out of my tires, Spraggles. Come on. Showtime. Spirit Fingers by the Mr. Mime. They're going to get in there, and it's another objective sealed up by the Wicked Blow. There you go. How's that sound? How's that for an accent?
I actually think you did a perfect impression. I think it was incredible. The Wicked Blow was wicked hot. I can't do it. I don't have that kind of range. Nouns Esports right now, getting a nice little Secure right there. Utah trying to take all the experience that they can. They're already a level 13. We got about a minute left before Rayquaza. Level-wise, things are looking pretty good on the side of Talibobo, but it's close for Nouns Esports, and score-wise, we're right there for both teams.
Yeah, that's one thing that Nouns Esports has always done incredibly well. Even if they're behind on experience, they are somehow either very close or ahead on the scoreboard, which allows them to put pressure in different ways on the opposing team despite being under level. Good KO by Megu on the Urshifu there. A great way to keep them in the game. Huge block into the Roadrunner combo. KO with Klaus. Let's go. That was nasty.
Yeah, that was nasty and really bad for Nouns. I mean, they blew a Unite move and it couldn't get anywhere. It's just running into the big block of that Snorlax right there. I mean, they painted the tunnel on the side of the mountain, but you can't go through it. Here we go. The fight's happening in the center area. We're actually starting to take this Rayquaza as Nouns is being pushed around.
Oh, 2 players down for Nouns, and that's a horrible start for them as that poor Clefable used its Unite move and pulled out the block card, and it's not able to do much with that as it's moving through, but look at the Dodrio. It's hovering. It's looking for its opportunity. Urshifu is off the map, so their best Secure is gone. The Hoopa is unbound. Or Delphox Unite comes out right on the portal, so they're going to be tough sledding through on that. Talibobo Believers pivoting on the Rayquaza. Here comes Geese with a little bit of follow me action in tandem, and it's rough on the Mr. Mime. What is going on? Talibobo had it all, and those points are raining in. The Dodrio didn't even show up for the fight, but we got some back cap action back the other way. Down, certainly not out. Nouns Esports still needs to get more points on the map.
This is so incredibly close. I mean, what an unbelievable match right here. 317 to 311 in game 1 of our bracket reset for these grand finals. It's anyone's match right now. 6 points separate these two teams. Talibobo continuing to siege this bottom goal, picking up a big KO on the Urshifu and just trying to make something happen here, but we still have some shielding on the side of Nouns Esports.
Yeah, they're pushing. That Mega used a big push. I thought they were going to try and score there, but all these pockets are very, very full for the Talibobo Believers, which means they're going to need a lot of time to get these points in. Nothing like a Dodrio on their side that can chip these points in very quickly. Megu's going to try and find, there's a good block. That's a heck of a Unite move. And he's like, I pulled out my block card this time. That's when I wanted it. Driving Talibobo Believers off the goal zone. Delphox Unite comes out. They're trying to pivot. Can they engage? We're looking for some points. Zervis is trying to score there on the outside. Can they get to them? Can they get the points? And nobody's trying to score. You got 20 seconds, Spriggles. This is when you got to make it happen. Bruv trying to hold it down. Moonlight picking up the squad. Big Heavy's lane comes through. Garchomp engages, but still no points going in, but except on the side of Nouns Esports.
Look at the top path. Delphox is here. No!
That's not Pokemon!
Are you out of your mind? Oh, no way. No Pokemon just scoring right there.
No way. It got stopped by the Clay Doll. Are you kidding me? What is this?
Oh man. Look, it's very possible Mime lands in time right there, but what a devastating stop.
Eked out a little bit there on an individual basis, and they really need to get together as a collective and saying, hey, if we're not going to beat them in the microtransactions, let's beat the absolute brakes off of them in the macro transactions into those big fights and making sure we're taking all these objectives.
Here we are. Talibobo, your purple team. Nouns Esports, your orange team. Both teams banning Urshifu. They're saying, yeah, we don't want to deal with this Pokemon at all. Without question, that Pokemon gets banned out. Hoopa looking like our first pick right here. And to remind you, if Nouns takes this thing, they will have won a bracket reset, climb through the losers bracket, and they will win the entire February finals right now. Talibobo trying to stop that with a big pick on Mew.
Yeah, they're really leaning into Toon, saying, hey, you're our top tier player here. We'll give you what you want. Toon said, give me Mew. That's what I want, which hemorrhages Hoopa onto the other side of the map. But now, look, Megu can pick up Slowbro can pick up a Clefable if they want it. So they've got some options here. They can actually go Slowbro into Delphox if they want to give themselves really kind of like some high octane picks for their players.
Ooh, oh, taking the Blissey right here. We've got two big pink blobs on the side of Talibobo, and that's going to be a very, very tanky team. Blissey also has such incredible single target healing, so they can really make sure that whoever is their strong power Pokemon never goes down.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get Geese and Redmaw locking in Lucario and Delphox for their team, respectively. Geese most likely going to end up on the Hoopa. Redmaw going to hold on to that Lucario here. But the Dodrio is unlocked if they want to go in that direction, Spraggles. And I wouldn't mind to see a Dodrio with not one, not two, but three hats.
Yeah, if we don't have three hats, I riot for sure. We see the last pick here, Adesu. I wonder what they're going to lock in looking at this enemy squad right here. I'd be shocked if it was Cinderace. Oh, and it looks like we might be grabbing the Greedent here for Gotlu possibly. And we're going to send Delphox on over to Adesu. Let's see what yes, they are locking the mean squirrel.
Yeah, that's one thing that Talibobo believers haven't really figured out is how to contain Gatlu on this Greedent. It's just kind of been able to run wherever it wants on the map, do whatever it wants on the map, and of course have an impact wherever it wants on the map. So how do you close that door? How do you shut that down? And some guaranteed hits from the Icicle Spear Glaceon, if they go into that moveset direction, can certainly help.
This is going to be a really wild match here. I don't know how much Utah I've seen on Glaceon. Also, Klaus on that Dodrio. I'm really excited to see what they are able to do with this Pokemon. We saw that they have two stacking items. They've got the Cookie and they've got the attack weight. Sorry, we're in EU. They've got the Biscuit and the attack weight. And if they do have those two items, I have to assume that we're probably seeing a tri-attack Dodrio. Once again, maybe to just really zone in on that Delphox.
I like that idea personally. Again, we mentioned Dodrio does have a very good ability to get to the backline players, specifically Delphox in this situation here. Adesu going to take a ride in the central area as Snorlax and that Squovit are going downstairs.
Here we go. This could be our final game. Talibobo needs to come back right now. I know there are a lot of Talibobo believers at home. We're going to see if they're able to make it happen right here. I'm sorry, was Hoopa heading into that central area to try to steal something right there? Pretty early invade from Hoopa on the side of Nouns Esports.
Yeah, I like that play. Throw a completely different look. Force Talibobo believers to adjust, which doesn't look like they have. They're really letting Utah fend for themselves. Geese actually picks up that buff in the face of Utah. They're doing a ton of damage, and you better believe if Geese ticks over to level 4, they've got that hyperspace hole so they can have a free retreat whenever they want it. Good Astonish, are they going to close it out? Nope. The big hamburger helper mitt from the Blissey seals that one up.
Here we go, just trying to take this red buff right now as we got two members here of Talibobo trying to stop him. No, not able to pick it up right there. Redmaw up in this top path, just putting some points on the board, getting their attack weight stacked up. We saw Redmaw do some amazing Lucario work, some of the best secures from any Pokemon Unite player I've ever seen on objectives.
Yeah, and we saw shades of that when they're on the Urshifu, and they definitely have more practice with that Lucario, looking to have a repeat performance when it comes to smiting those things down. If the power up punch is the moveset they're electing to go with, didn't quite see it yet.
And here we go. We've got Bruv pushing towards this Slowbro right here. Looks like, yep, we get the nice secure there from Nouns, and now they're going to be able to score in the face of Talibobo. Continue to stack up a little bit right here, put points on the board, make their stacking items a little bit stronger as Toon Slim's coming down here trying to punish them a little. Yeah,
Blissey's holding it down in the face of 2, but that poor Slowbro was trying to surf through 3 players, and it wasn't really getting it done. Tons of points going in here. Nouns Esports, a great look in the bottom path, and their top path actually isn't going throwing that sideways either. So they have to feel good about exactly what's happening here as the Greedon gets the score in the face of 2. Now Toon Slim and Megu really want to convert on this and get a big time KO. The sure hits are coming through. Can they close the door? Toon Slim's on the chase. Hopefully have an Electro Ball queued up and they can lock in that KO. Megu taking the poor Bunnelby to task.
And somehow Greedon makes it out. Toon Slim looking for it. Can't seem to shut down the slippery scroll. You know, for something so big, it really is so incredibly mobile. It's got hustle. It's got heart. It's got everything, that Greedon.
Without a doubt. And look at this, Megu pushing with Utah, gonna be able to get some good damage in, but the Squirrel showing up to just throw a wrench in the plans of the believers here as Klaus and Zervis are left to their own devices. Redmaw getting it done with, I believe that was a close combat, and they got a ton of those birds, and now they're gonna get this last one here. Redmaw looking good, well fed.
And I have an update. We do not have 3 hats on our Dodrio. Bow ties are irrelevant as well, but we do have a drill peck, which is pretty incredible. Nouns Esports says we don't even want to deal with this. We're ripping it off the board right now. Can we get it with the power up punch? No! Mew coming in with the secure.
Big time secure by a big time player right when their team needed it. Rest of the Nouns squad blinked out coming back, but they're all about that action as Talibobo believers. They have 4 players there to smother, and they're just chunking up tons of damage. Geese tries to catch the reset, but that's KO streak at 2 for Klaus. No hats on this one. You don't have time to put on your hat, Spraggles, when you're doing so much work.
It's true. Trying to not break this thing, and that's actually the power of Dodrio right there. We saw it be able to stop its scoring. It had 14 points, the exact amount that would break the goal, but it could stop after scoring 2, and you will see the best Dodrio players out there understand how to use this advantage and score perfectly on these goals. Gatlu in a little bit of trouble. I mean, come on, you're going to get punished at some point.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with the Glaceon and the Mew there. Both of them have that sure hit with between the Electro Ball and the Icicle Spear, and that's great for a Greedon that's so slippery and so difficult to hit with moves that don't do that. They're melting this thing down. Delphox Unite comes out. The Dodrio seals it up. And now they're pushing in the face of Nouns Esports. 2 players down for Nouns. 3 players down for Nouns. Now the Glaceon's heating up. Utah, you wanted to know about Utah's Glaceon. Well, it's here and it's doing work. It's February. It's feeling comfortable in this cold weather, getting it done. And now 8 points left on that goal zone. Make it 3, and that Dodrio is not the one that you want to close that thing out.
Yeah, and you know, here's the thing that's happening with Talibobo right now is they're just holding that goal for as long as they possibly can. Looks like Dodrio got to put in the 40 right there. Dodrio scores in stages unless the goal is, you know, broken using Regieleki. Considering it was broken using Regieleki, it actually was able to get all the points in that top path. 194 to 120, perfect scoring on the side of Talibobo.
I thought it was left at 3 before the Regieleki hit. Look at me go. I don't even understand the game. Let's go. Zervis peeling downstairs. 7 seconds to the basement. Reggie, Klaus, and of course a fully charged up Utah on the Glaceon, ready to go, ready to engage. Delphox trying to find their way, and Klaus, that is their target. That's who they're going to try and get. They're double buffed up. They're looking to do some work. Hoopa Unite is unbound, and they are out. Gatlu pours through the hole. They're going to try and do work. Chipping a berry up. Going to find a big berry flop in the back line. They're going to see if they can convert. Fist fly out, trying to stun him down. Megu pivots back on Regice. They try and get that done. Mew Unite shields the whole squad. 1 player down. Bliss is on Utah. This is time for them to do work. And that Snorlax has absolutely squeezed all the juice out of that berry. Are you kidding me? Utah trying to find Geese. Geese peeling around, wants to set a reset somewhere, but they don't get it because they are KO'd. And that Regice goes straight to the Talibobo believers. And this looks like a brand new time. A Desu hiding in the brush, coming through with a fire starting action. Nobody's scoring on this, they say. They're pushing forward just enough time for Nouns Esports. And what a clever play, Spraggles.
Yeah, beautiful play there from Adesu. He knew he couldn't fight them, but he could stop them from scoring in that moment. Talibobo taking every single objective on this map. It's really impressive. Their fights are looking beautiful, and if they're planning on taking down Nouns Esports, this is the start you want right here. Nice big KO from Klaus on the Dodrio as that's secured once again. Somehow Talibobo gets every objective.
Drum kick trying to chase down Redmaw. Redmaw's going to be able to blink out of existence. Surf comes in just a bit shy. Adesu getting a KO on Utah as that Regieleki is going unescorted down the path. Talibobo not interested in pushing it just yet. They want some farm. They want some wild Pokemon on the map.
Yeah, Talibobo is just looking for some experience right here, possibly trying to take all of it that they can from the side of Nouns Esports while Nouns has to deal with that Regieleki. And they actually want this goal broken, it looks like, just so they have better positioning around the next bottom Reggie fight. But at the same time, they're up already. Point-wise, they're looking great. Level-wise, they're looking great. Fight-wise, objective-wise, they're looking great. This is Talibobo's game to lose right now.
Yeah, just a good chip shot onto the green as they're just trying to cause static in front of Bruv. And that's all about positioning here. Nouns Esports wants the impetus on that basement Reggie, but here comes that sure hit by Utah. Glaceon Unite comes out. They want Gatlu. They're going forward again. Another sure hit. Icicle Spears. It's like the Christmas story. Those things are falling off the roof, chunking right, breaking your glasses. Definitely won't shoot your eye out, kid. Or maybe it will. A Desu goes down. KO streak of 2.
Beautiful KOs there from Talibobo. They are in control of this match right here. 5 seconds until this Reggie spawns. They're actually beating them up on their goal. We've got Gatlu coming down here just trying to push them off, belching at them and running around saying, please go away, please. Reggie Steele just being taken right now by Talibobo. Will we get a secure? This could actually be huge. Big Unite move, but it leads to nothing for Nouns Esports. Talibobo picks up that objective again.
Yeah, and that was almost before Rayquaza hit. A Delphox Unite comes out. This is the fight that Nouns Esports wants to take. They're trying to push around this goal zone and leverage that. But yes, Talibobo is in the lead, but they're pivoting away. They're doing a good job standing up. Big time surfing to the Glaceon Unite. They're trying to pivot. They're trying to find a KO, but nobody's down yet for Nouns Esports. They're actually back in the action. Blinked out just in time. Great portal by Geese. Here's a Mew. There's a Solar Beam. The power of the sun. Vitamin D coming through. And that is a Snorlax that is gone. And now Talibobo Believers is pivoting onto this Rayquaza. Here comes Delphox. They're sussing up top. They're going to try and make a miracle play. They go for the engage, but it's the Snorlax with a heck of a surf sealing that up for Megu. Great play. The Believers, though, still need to get points in Spraggles. It's ducket time, but you got to score them.
That's right, you gotta score these points. Zervis gonna put some points on the board. Dodrio scoring a little bit and backing off. This is beautiful for Talibobo. They've been ahead this entire match. They secure the final objective, the first objective, the middle objective, another objective. They secured every single objective throughout this fight. They are looking incredible here. They do not want to go home right now. They're trying to take Nouns Esports out of this thing.
I love this Glaceon. That was a pick directly into the face of Gatlu. They knew between both of those Pokemon, they could seal that Pokemon up, and every time Gatlu got into the mix, it was Glaceon and Mew targeting them down, getting them done with those sure hit abilities, and it worked like a charm. Spraggles, a great adjustment by the Believers here, and they are just 30 seconds away from squaring this thing up 1-1 in the grand finals reset. Gotta play that defense, though.
Here we go, 638 to 298. They just scored another 100 right here. This is going to be almost impossible for Nouns, but they are going to keep fighting. But they're just going to eat one of the biggest solar beams of all time from Toon Slim. These points are not going in. Nouns Esports cannot win this thing right now. 10 seconds left on the clock, and it's just 10 seconds that Nouns Esports has to deal with the fact that Talibobo is tying this series up. And I mean, unbelievable. A bracket reset. We are playing every single game in both brackets.
Talibobo Believers closing that game out in very stylish fashion, getting themselves an ace, all players down on Nouns Esports to put an exclamation point on this one. You have Talibobo Believers that couldn't be any more of a different squad, but are amazing to watch, tons of fun, and if they give Mew over to Toon Slim again, you better believe they're ready to go to work.
Yeah, this puts Nouns in a really tough spot right here. What do you ban out? If they ban out the Mew, hopefully Talibobo will not ban their Urshifu so that they can pick it up right here. We're just going to have to see how this draft goes, because it could mean everything as they ban out the Greedent and the Mew. This gives Nouns Esports a free Urshifu, but will they take it?
It's hard not to, right? I mean, Redmaw was doing such great work, great secures with that Wicked Blow. Of course, that means a Hoopa is being deferred over to Talibobo Believers. You can really see which Pokemon these teams favor as some of the best going, right? If you're not going to get Urshifu, you better get yourself a Hoopa. And now Utah really feeling that Glaceon last game, felt like they could do a lot of work. They picked it right back up.
And here we go. We've got the Blastoise and the Snorlax on the side of Nouns Esports. Snorlax feels like a real comfort pick for Bruv right now. Not a Pokemon I have seen them on a ton, although it is one of the best defenders inside the game.
Yeah, and on the other side of the coin, Megu getting Slowbro. And I'll be honest, the only games we've really seen them take to task on Nouns Esports when they've been on Slowbro was when they've been using Surf Slowbro. So we'll see if that remains the order of the day for Megu here as they lock in what I can only assume is going to be Utah on that Delphox.
And here we go. is it happening? We talked about this at the start of the broadcast. We haven't seen it all day. We've got a Desu on the Dragonite. I mean, this was the heroic Dragonite from Worlds. We've got Klaus bringing in the sword. This is going to be such an amazing match, and no matter which way it goes, this is it, folks. The EU champion will be crowned in 10 short minutes.
Really look at the composition that Nouns Esports has put together. It is shades of last year when you really want to be last hitting those objectives. Dragonite with that Hyper Beam, Gatlu on the Urshifu with that Wicked Blow, if assuming they go to the single strike variant. And really all Talibobo Believers has on their side to truly contend that is the Aegislash Coup de Grace Unite move.
Yeah, it's an amazing secure move, one of the best inside of Pokemon Unite. We're going to have to see what they can do. Nouns just looks like the kind of team that could take every objective right in front of your face, though. So it's going to be anybody's game. Here we go. It all comes down to this. How do we make it all the way through a bracket reset and we come down to this final game? It can't go any further. A champ is about to be crowned.
Poor Gatlu on that Kubfu in the middle. We're going to see if Talibobo wants to head across the map and cause some static there for them. I wouldn't be surprised if the Hoopa does take that responsibility for them, as we are early in the shades of this one.
And here we go. Bruv just trying to get this secure right here, picking that up in the face of Talibobo Believers. Snorlax, I mean, such a tough Pokemon to take a secure away from that big tackle, then boosted attack, is really able to pick up anything that's in front of it.
Yeah, the fact that it almost always makes it out from those kind of over-committing secures is, of course, what makes it one of the strongest early-game Pokemon as well. Glaceon ticked over early for the Talibobo Believers. Toonslim on that Pokemon, and they're going to be looking to have a repeat performance of what Utah just put up, because Glaceon looked great in Game 2.
Things looking pretty good here in the bottom path for Nouns Esports. Not as good in the top path, as it looks like their Squirtle was a little bit behind that sword up there. We're going to look for a level 5 here. The Dragonair comes out very, very early for Nouns Esports, and this is not a player that you want a lot of experience to go to if you're Talibobo Believers. You have to watch out for this Dragonite.
Bruv doing a great job helping Adesu seal all those up. Gatlu screening for the team very, very well, as Mega's just going to keep these points and got some support in Toonslim this time. Are you kidding me? They were just dusted off the face of the earth. That was like a rocky uppercut, just deleting Toon all the way back to home base here. And now the Talibobo Believers putting quite of a stand together to keep that goal zone intact, and the Urshifu goes down, but you cannot understate the strength of that bear.
Yeah, incredible Wicked Blow right there, really chasing down Utah, but a wonderful counter there from Talibobo. They said, all right, fine, we're going to use our Hoopa, we're sending them down this hyperspace highway, and they're going to pick up the KO as well. So big plays from both sides, but Nouns right now up by almost 50 points.
Great start for them. Always find a way to score, get some points in, keep at least to parity on that level, and when they're ahead, they're feeling good, even if they might be behind in experience, as we mentioned before. Mega really screening around, trying to keep an eye on the Nouns Esports players for the Believers, making sure that they understand exactly where everyone is on the map.
Yeah, and right now we can see everyone just picking up as much experience as you can. The board is completely wiped clean. There's not a single yellow dot. They're all playing Pac-Man, picking up those wild Pokemon, getting their levels right now. Adesu's so incredibly close to this Dragonite. If they can pick up enough secures at this fight right now, they're going to evolve right in the face of Talibobo and bring that big Hyper Beam to this fight as we head up into our top path here.
Yeah, good stun there by Zervis and Toon. Going to do tons of work, get all the birds in the face of Remongeese. They've decided that these are the players they want to limit from that experience, as there's an overcommitment downstairs by Nouns Esports. The hyperspace highway is open, as you say, Spraggles, and now Talibobo Believers are peeling down to this Registeel. They've got 4 of their 5 players willing to do work. The one missing, though, Glaceon, Toonslim.
Yeah, Toonslim staying in the top path, continuing to get experience right here. And it looks like this is a really good situation for Nouns Esports. They've got the Wicked Blow and the Hyper Beam at the same time. Let's go. I mean, unbelievable damage. What is Talibobo going to do about this?
That is huge secure, and I said it before, I'll say it again. I have not seen a Hyper Beam from Adesu not seal the objective and multiple KOs at the same time. They just got it like that. Spraggles, Adesu showing why Nouns Esports is sitting on top of the rankings out here and why they're not a team to be trifled with.
This is going to be tough for Talibobo believers. As we talked about before, Doob Snacks, the secure that they have, the last hitting potential on the side of Nouns is so incredible. Not to mention the fact that they can do all that damage to the enemy team as well with their hyper beams and wicked blows. I mean, boy, Talibobo believers has a tough road ahead of them as that hyper beam takes almost their whole health bar.
Yeah, they're just a little short on Megu getting some cheeky points in down there, but the action's up top as we see 3 Unite moves. Delphox, Aegislash right back into the face, and of course the Blastoise as well. And now the Delphox is trying to chase it down as Zervis is trying to get the team over to them so they can converge into some KOs. But those Unite moves were all expended for no real value, Spraggles. No KOs there.
Yeah, not a lot of KOs there, but I do appreciate the patience of Nouns Esports right there. They realized if they dove any further into that Delphox, they were in a lot of trouble. They don't want to give up their lead right now, which they very clearly have. They have a lead on some of their experience-heavy, experience-hungry Pokemon, excuse me, and they've got a points lead.
You don't want to hemorrhage that away by giving up dumb KOs. You are exactly right, because that is a great comeback mechanism in this game. If you get a KO on a Pokemon that is a higher level than you, you get great experience. Gee's using Follow Me to actually retreat as Klaus is looking for an engage, but Bruv was actually sitting behind them looking for an opportunity to jump, decides not to. Now they're coming in to close and do a little pincer maneuver as they keep Toonslim from scoring here from a player that they didn't even know was still on the map. Tons of Icicle Spears roaring into the stomach of that big old Pokemon as that's a heavy slam that tries to catch Aegislash, but they are through that Hoopa unbound portal as they're all over Registeel. Talibobo believers are trying to find their targets. Blastoise is down. A Desu landing from space, but it's too late. They get dusted as soon as they land, no problems. And Talibobo believers, that's a Registeel for you.
Talibobo believer says this is how we're gonna win this thing. We don't need to secure an objective in your face if you're already gone. Huge KOs from Talibobo. Beautiful Hoopa Unite bringing the whole team down right there. Trying to pick up this sword right now. Yes, they are able to get it here on the side of Nouns, but what a comeback for Talibobo. They're gonna need to win a couple more big fights like that, and they're gonna be your February champs.
Yeah, great fight by them, but Nouns adjusting phenomenally, not giving up any points in that goal zone despite the absolute scrubbing of them in that Regieleki fight. No problems. They played some good defense, and a timely fly from the Unite move of the Clefable crash lands on a couple players from the Believers and buys them just enough time to get back in. But that's a Snorlax Unite. Bruv spacing very well. Delphox Unite comes out, and so does the Coup de Grace, but it's the Dragonite that seals it up with the wonderful Hyper Beam. Can you believe it? Utah getting real low. They're going to get chipped out, and they're going to get KO'd. No problem. Toonslim playing very far forward, so is Klaus. They want more. They want more. They're pushing. Bruv goes down too easy. Klaus looking for the engage. The Urshifu wants a wicked blow, and that goes in on the Glaceon and gets a clean KO, and now that's another one. Holy smoke, that just broke that sword in half. Holy wicked blow doing wicked work. Gatlu looking good.
Come on, say it the way you want to say it. I want to hear what this wicked blow did.
It went wicked hot.
There we go, and it did go wicked hard. 239 to 57. Nouns Esports right now. 1 minute until Rayquaza, and they are way up on score. As you were mentioning before, Doob Snacks, this is what they like to do. They like to pad their score, whether they're up on experience or objectives or not. They want to make sure that even if they don't get Rayquaza, they have a chance to win this thing. But it looks like they could easily get Rayquaza with the squad that they've got right now. The secure is unbelievable on the side of Nouns Esports.
Yeah, forcing out an Adesu Unite there. Dragonite does have a pretty quick Unite timer depending on the distance that they use, so they might get it back in time. I think that was the feel there, and Gee's picking them up. But as Talibobo believers all over the Regirock, they're checking everything in the kitchen sink at it. Delphox Unite comes out, and that's late stage in the game. Regirock is all over it. 2 players down for Nouns Esports, and the Aegislash gets a KO Shrika 2. They're pushing so far forward. They lock it up. Talibobo believers takes the Regirock, and now they're pivoting into the center here. 2 players down for Nouns Esports, and that Urshifu notably will be down for about the first 8 seconds of this Rayquaza. Glaceon Unite comes out early. They're burning it. They want this now. They're taking this now. They have a huge lead to Nouns Esports. They're converting on it. Aegislash takes it. Now they need to go score their points. They're down by about 160. They need to worsen. They need to get their points in. Megu gets their points in. Delphox there gets their points in. This lead is shrinking quickly. Talibobo believers just on the doorstep here. Utah unable to score. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Utah's shield is broken. They're trying to score, but it looks like shields are being broken all over the map. But Slowbro still has one. Toon Slim has 50 points, but no shield to be able to score right now. 239, 157. If Megu can get enough points and sneak a goal right now, they could win this thing. It's so unbelievably difficult to stop a Slowbro with a shield, but it looks like they caught it. They caught that Slowbro, and I don't know if it's going to have a shield. Zervis, however, still has a sneaky shield. No, it does score. Nouns Esports now 239 to 205. 1 minute left in this game, and it is a nail biter, Dupe Stacks. And we still, I believe, have a shield on the Hoopa.
34 points separate these two teams, and now the work needs to go in. They want Megu gets like 16 in. That's going to be huge. That shrinks the gap. You only need a couple points to close that. We saw how important it is to keep your pockets light when you're trying to make small deposits. Utah's holding 50, so they're going to be responsible for opening the gates so these scores can happen. They're moving around. Utah needs to make a push. We've got a lot of action here as Klaus is going to go for the cheeky 50. If this goes in, it's game over. If this goes in, it's game over. Here comes her. It stopped just in the nick of time. Utah getting their points and Megu getting their points, and what a goal. Talibobo Believers 375 to 337. They need to get back into
Snorlax scores. Snorlax scores.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
381 to 375. Big Unite move comes out. They're all over this goal zone. Can they convert? Somebody needs to score here. 403 to 389. Nouns Esports is on the verge of winning the February final. 435 to Talibobo Believers. It's up to the Snorlax plus 14. I don't think that's enough. There's more points going in. Spraggles, what is happening out here? Plus 20. Megu, you legend. I think that's it.
I think that's it. I think they secured it right there at the end on the goal. Unbelievable. We're about to see the scoreboard tick up right now. This could be anybody's game. It's so incredibly close. How your February Finals champions, Talibobo Believers takes it